Hello students, it's Mr. Lin. We're going to paint some happy little COVID-19 masks today, so I hope you're ready to be creative, and maybe your mask needs a little mask friend. You can make another mask, or give your mask to a friend. But first, we have to finish our notes, kind of bridging back to... It's too hard for me to stay in character. I love Bob Ross, but I'm not him. We're going to finish what we started a little bit. We were doing a printmaking project, which isn't going to be feasible to complete due to the materials. But we're going to finish the notes at least so you know about it, and we'll take a quiz on it. So I'm going to flip over to this way for a second so you can see the notes and where we left off on them. And you'll see here that there's two more. There's a copy of this document in the lesson too, so you don't need to copy all of this. But just grab a piece of paper and jot this down for the sake of doing well in the quiz. So there's two more concepts. The first one is Andy Warhol. He's the artist that we're going to learn about, and there's a reading for you to do in this week's lesson about him. And he was the leading figure in the pop art movement. He was an American artist. Didn't spell movement right there. M-O-V-E-M-E-N-T, which is like a period or style of artwork. So the pop art movement is kind of like 1950s-ish. And his work explored the relationship between artistic expression, which is what artists usually do, artistic expression, and things like celebrity culture, advertising, kind of everyday things, right? These things that we call pop culture, okay? I'm going to skip the picture here. You can see a picture of Andy in the article. So Andy Warhol. The second concept you want to know about for the quiz is the movement he was associated with, which is pop art. Warhol, by the way, if you're curious, lived from 1928 to 1987. Okay, so pop art was a movement that emerged, let's just say, emerged in the 1950s, like I said, and mostly in Great Britain and the United States. And it kind of challenged what we would call the elitist notions of fine art. So elitist notions, what we thought of as fine art, which, is kind of confined to the sort of high culture, hoity-toity, snobby kind of sects of culture. Where was I? Elitist notions of fine art by using just everyday kind of popular culture images, by using images from pop culture. Things like ads, like I mentioned before, news, comics, celebrities, just kind of tacky things even. So, I know that my handwriting is very difficult to read, so as usual, you can pause the video make sure you understand those two concepts. Just read them here. We've got Andy Warhol, pop art. In fact, what I'll do is I'll turn us back around. Just hold that up still so that you can pause for a second. Make sure you have all the notes that you need when you take the quiz. Okay, so secondly, you'll find after you take the quiz, you'll find a project to do this week, and I think we're going to launch into a longer unit on linear perspective next week, but one thing I'd like to do just before that is this cool challenge I found that's sponsored by the Colorado Creative Industries, which are to design they're inviting students to design a mask, and then certain select masks will actually be chosen and be printed and made, so you could be kind of cool to see the mask that you design on somebody at the grocery store or something. So what you're going to do is download this template I've got online like this. If you can't download or print something like this, that's fine. I'm just going to measure it out here. It is 7.5 inches wide, and in this direction it appears to be 5 inches. So you can just draw yourself a rectangle of those dimensions. That's the size they want it, because they want it to kind of, put straps on it and fit around your face like this, I suppose, so that you can go like this and have your cool looking, sorry, hard to hear me like that, cool looking mask to help prevent the spread of coronavirus. So you can submit that online to the contest. You don't have to, but to get the grade, which is a pass-fail for this one this week, you do have to take a photograph of that and upload it to the Schoology discussion this week. So hope everyone's still doing well. Get outside, get some sunshine, and take care, guys. Send me a message if you have any questions.